Yeah, well, when I got called up, and I wanted to be on the fast track to begin with. I'm really good friends with Donald Cerrone, and since we known each other, once we knew I got the call, it was going to be like, all right, listen, let's go, let's make some noise and try to get there as fast as you can. I'm not some 22-year-old kid. I'm 31 years old. I'm in the prime of my career, in my opinion, because I didn't take a lot of damage as a youngster, so I'm ready to go right now. And that statement I made at 182 kind of just catapulted me. I had a little setback with the knee injury, but it kind of worked out in the end. Now I'm facing number 7, so in Edson, so everybody's got this hype for fight of the night and all this stuff. So I don't think it could have worked out any better for me.
Are you on the Donald Cerrone game plan outside of the cage too? Like the
that's where we differ a little bit, is how we handle ourselves in everyday life. He's pretty much a wild man all over the place, and when I'm training for fight camps, I'm quite the opposite. I got to train 3 times a day. I got to eat real clean, and he's off having a Budweiser after practice, and I'm like, how do you do it? And you still look freaking amazing in the cage. So we differ in that area, but I think that's why we get along so well. We're polar opposites like that.
Well, you mentioned your age. What is the ultimate goal right now for you in your career?
I want to try to get to the title, into the top 10 and top 5 as fast as I can, and we'll see how that goes. And more importantly than anything, I just want the UFC to want to have me on their cards. I want to be that guy that when people hear Paul Felder's fighting, they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? Let's tune in, because it's those guys they want to keep around, and it's those guys that get ahead and make some money and have a good career.
Feeling you need to top what you did last time? That was a pretty memorable impression.
Yeah, always, man. That's going to be hard to top, but I think just beating a guy like Barboza, where he's ranked and how good he is and his skill set kind of proves an even bigger point that, maybe I don't just belong beating some of these guys that are, on their way up or down. It's just I belong at the top. So I think that's an even bigger feat.
To try and climb quicker, you kind of feel like you have to have like a Donald Cerrone work ethic in the cage as far as like taking fights quickly?
I do, and this fight was given to me. I was trying to get a fight in August. I was trying to get on anybody's replacement fight for the Ultimate Fighter finale and all that. And I almost had a fight. It didn't work out. So I was finally frustrated, and I was with my girlfriend. I was like, let's go get a cheeseburger. We're probably not fighting until the Nashville card, you know what I mean? So I was on my way out, was drinking a beer and eating a cheeseburger, and Joe Silva messages me and is like, how about fighting Edson Barboza in July? I was like, okay, let's put that down and get back into the gym. So I do. I feel like when that phone rings, pick it up. You're already saying yes before you even know who it is. Because everybody's good, man. What's the point? I'd rather be getting all this hype fighting a guy like Edson than somebody none of you guys have ever heard of, and then he goes in there and performs and takes my spot. So that's how I look at it,
Now, you weren't originally on the itinerary here today. Did you ask to be a part of this?
I wanted to be here, yeah.
Did you want to get out in front of the fans?
Yeah,
or?
well, when I got the fight, I was like, well, they did a road to the octagon on us. Maybe we'll get to do an open workout. I've always wanted to do one of these open workouts. It seemed like fun, and the crowd's there cheering everybody on. And I had my coach Jafari go up and ask today. I was like, man, go ask, and they were like, well, he wants to be there. Okay, well, done. You're here. So and the crowd seemed to like it. We had fun, man. And I got a sweat going. I'm cutting weight while I'm doing it. So I'd rather do that than up in the hotel room gym, bored out of my mind, sitting there cutting weight. So hell yeah, I want to be here.
The fans really seem to take a shine to you
Yeah.
really quickly here.
I think once they heard me hit the pads, that's when they take a shine. I think half those people had never even heard of me, didn't even know I was fighting on this card, and then rap, and I'm like, oh, well, this guy must be a fighter. One dude even said to me, he's like, here, can I give you your autograph and a picture? You look like a fighter. So I don't even think he knew I was fighting on this card.
Is that part of the battle for you right now, actually, is just kind of getting yourself out there, getting known, and you're obviously going to be able to do that on a
Yeah,
card like Saturday?
yeah, I think a lot of guys, they shy away from this stuff, and I freaking love it, man. I want to be here. I want to talk to you guys. This is why I'm in the UFC and not just hitting a bag in my basement. You know what I mean? I'm doing this for the money, the glory, the accomplishments of it, and to take care of my family back home. You know what I mean? And the more I do this with you guys and get my name out there, the more fights I'll get, the bigger the fights we'll get. So I love it. I'm glad they let me do it.
Does Donald Cerrone affect you in any way? I mean, everything that he does in the UFC and in MMA and all the hype around him and all the fights, does it sort of stimulate you to
Yeah.
get to that spotlight and get light in you?
It does. I see how, what he gets and how people react to him, and the fans love him. You know what I mean? He's a very, he's a fan favorite. He handles the fans well. He's nice to everybody. He does his job inside the octagon. So kind of coming up under a guy like Cowboy really, I think, helped me and made me realize the kind of things that you got to do. And he was very vocal with all of it from day one. Like, call people out, do what you have to do, be brash, be in the spotlight, and more importantly, take fights when they're offered to you. So, I'm sure he had some influence on getting me this fight. Probably made a few phone calls and stuff like that. So, yeah, I very much follow in his footsteps in ways that I can, in positive ways. You know what I mean? He's a snowboarding adrenaline junkie, and I'll end up killing myself if I do that kind of stuff. So, other than that, I don't follow him.
When you look at a guy like Barboza, it's easy to kind of pick out what his strengths are because we've all seen him. But he's had 3 losses in his last 7 or 8 fights. Are you able to go back and look at those and pick out weaknesses and find holes in his game from those losses?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I have nothing bad to say, like you said, about his style and how he is inside the cage. And I had all my coaches go and do that. They watched all his fights. They watched everything. They watched tape on him. That's their job. I've seen him fight. I've seen him, do everything. So I know enough about him and his style to mentally be prepared for it. And I'll see him on Saturday night. And everything that's been geared up to this point, my coaches have mapped out for me. The way we hit pads, the combos, the wrestling defense, or the submission defense with Daniel Gracie and Jafari, that stuff's all laid out for me. So all I have to do is just step into the gym and put in hard work.